Hello. What a beautiful day to be outside and moving my body. I'm outside on a hike with Doobie. Here's Doobie. She's sniffing what looks like a salmonberry leaf, but there's no salmonberry fruit out right now. It's past that season. This is a sword fern. In the winter time, you can dig up this plant, and there's some tubers or rhizomes, I think is what they call them, and you can roast them. But apparently they don't taste very good, and you have to kill the plant in order to get that. So it's kind of a measure of last resort. That's like a subsistence food, I think is what they call it. Like if you're about to die, in the winter time and there's nothing else to eat, you can dig up these ferns and eat their rhizomes on the roots. They look like kind of clearish balls, and you can roast them. That's just one nice thing about being outside. So this episode is Help Your Body Heal episode. Gosh, I don't even know what number it is now. I think this is episode 7 of the Help Your Body Heal series, which is my effort to explain that or share, not explain. I don't want to mansplain something. I just want to share the medical knowledge that I have. In helping your body heal and repair itself and recover and regenerate. Because in our society, there's a huge push for drugs and surgeries to heal the body, supposedly heal the body. And there's a lot of money involved with that, both on the pharmaceutical, medical device side, but also from the hospitals and from the doctors themselves too. So, and it's not always in the patient's best interest. So that's why I've been making this series. But this episode is about exercise, moving your body. Oh. All right. So, exercise, getting stronger. That's what this episode is about. Getting stronger, not just in your body, but your mind and your soul too. I don't know how much I'll go into the other two, because mainly I'm going to focus on physically getting stronger. So we'll start with that, and I guess along the way we might talk about the other two. And I have to manage Doobie's leash with one hand, which is a little challenging. All right, so exercise. Recommended amount of exercise every week is 150 minutes of low to moderate intensity exercise. That could be like walking, like I am, or hiking, or 75 minutes of intense exercise, like running fast. And I'm not talking about like old man running that I do, but I'm talking about like intense running, which I'm actually going to show you some very high intensity exercise I will do, not right here on the trail, because I've actually broken ribs by falling off the trail. I was trail running one time. This is up on Mount Si, which is a mountain here in the Seattle area, very popular, and I was running down the mountain, which was a really dumb idea, and I tripped on a rock, and I flew off the side of the trail, just like this, but like steeper, and then I fell down like way down there. Hi. Landed on my my ribs and then broke them, at least a couple. That hurt a lot. Well, not so much at the time. Well, it did hurt a lot, right? Immediately. Then the adrenaline kicked in and I went down the rest of the mountain. But the reason why I bring that up is I'm not going to do a highly intense exercise here on this trail. We're just going to talk and do moderate intense exercise. Oh, this is cool. I don't know what made this tree's root structure look like it must have been around a trunk or something. Now it's like encasing some empty space. I like that. That's cool. Here's the tree going really high up. And some like lichen or something growing on the branches. That's cool. Okay, girl. Want to keep going? Let's go. Go. Doobie is a good exercise companion because she wants to be outside all the time. If she had it her way, you would just live outside all the time. So she's a good motivation to get outside. Oh, so yeah, getting back to exercise. 150 minutes per week of low to moderate intensity exercise is about half an hour for 5 days a week. Or you could just do half an hour every day, because this is like minimum. You could just do half an hour every day of just walking. So if you got a partner or a friend or a doggy, just go for a walk for half an hour. If you walk at a slow pace, say like 2 miles an hour, half an hour, you walk about a mile. It's really not that far. If you walk at a normal pace, it's like 3 miles an hour. You walk for half an hour, that's 1.5 miles. That means like, let's just say you walk at a normal pace and then you walk for half an hour, you're only going 3/4 of a mile away from wherever you started. So if you walk from your home, just walk 3/4 of a mile and come back. It's half an hour. Easy. It's not much strain on the joints. It's not much strain on the heart either. But it moves you get to move your body, especially if you do it outside in the forest like this. You get to smell, you get to smell the beautiful, wonderful scents of the forest. And you get to see trees and feel the dirt underneath you. And walking on a trail like this, you have uneven ground, so you get to use all the different parts of your legs and ankles and feet, because you're not walking on a flat surface. I really like being out here with my dog, and she loves it. I mean, just look at her sniffing like every plant. I think she's a botanist at heart. She wants to check what's going on with all the plants out here and how they're doing. And to sniff other doggies' pee. Check out the health of the other doggies in the area. So you could do that. It's at least twice a week of resistance exercise. So I'll show you that when we go home, because I have a special, like, a really cheap way to work all the major muscle groups. So I'll show you that when we go home. So in this video, I'm just talking in general about the exercise minimum recommended amount, and I'll show you some high intensity interval training, HIIT, because that's like the green smoothie that I make. You know, the green smoothie is like turbocharging your nutrition so that you heal really quickly. But high intensity interval training is like turbocharging your workouts so that you give your body an incredible amount of stress for a short time period, you rest for a short time period, and then you do the intense exercise again. So I'll show you that once we get to a flat area so I don't break my ribs again, because I don't like breaking ribs. That was not fun. And then we'll do the resistance exercises, and I guess I'll just talk now about getting stronger emotionally and psychically. So when you're in a downward spiral and your body doesn't feel good, you're in a lot of pain, you can't move around because your joints hurt or something's hurting, and then you can't sleep well because of the pain, and because you're tired, you don't want to eat healthy foods. You rather eat like processed foods that give you a quick dopamine boost, but then they make your body not heal and you feel even worse. And then you don't want to see anybody, you don't want to see your friends or family because you feel really crappy, and you don't want them to feel crappy because you feel crappy. It's a downward spiral. So the way to break that and create an upward spiral, in my experience, the best way to start is by eating better. And that's the episodes on a whole food plant-based diet, or mostly whole food plant-based diet. I'm not vegan. I sometimes eat some meat or sushi or something, but for the most part I'm eating mostly just whole food plant-based foods, and then balancing the salt intake with how much salt you're losing by sweat and pee, but mainly sweat. That's probably the most important. And then the other part is getting enough rest. So that's episode 5. Rest, not only sleep but also mental rest, breaking mind loops, and then taking care of yourself, connecting with people, social aspect, and then exercise, which this is this talk. Oh, and then avoiding substances that go into your body that might hurt you, like particularly tobacco, smoking, but also alcohol. Too much alcohol or even caffeine can interrupt rest. And the same thing with marijuana and psychedelic mushrooms and things like that. They all come at a cost. I mean, some of them might have a benefit that outweighs this cost, but you just kind of have to see what works for you and see what you want to do. But getting stronger emotionally, psychically, I think starts with a healthy diet. Then your body starts being able to heal, and then you have a little less pain, so then you feel like you can do more. And then when you do more, you realize you can do more, and then you can do more. And then you get confidence that, oh, I can do this. I can walk 1 mile each way. Wow, I can actually do this. My legs actually work. My heart works. My back works. And then you get stronger, and then you realize, oh, maybe I could try jogging. I haven't jogged in years. Maybe I'll try jogging. And then you realize, oh, I can jog a short distance. Wow, that's amazing. And then later you say, oh, maybe I could run fast for a short amount of time. And then you try it, and then maybe at first you can't do it, but then you come back to it, and then you realize, oh, I can run. So it's an upward spiral. That's how you get more confident in getting healthier, and your body gets stronger in the process too. Because if you go from sedentary to sprinting, you're gonna get hurt, and I've done that before many times. So you got to give your body time to recover and rest. but your body can do amazing things, and your mind can help you do amazing things too. But it takes trying and doing it. And there's also kind of like a social strength too, which I was not good at for a long time, and I'm still learning how to do, which is protecting yourself. You can get stronger at protecting yourself. So if you are with loved ones, or a work situation where you're getting taken advantage of, or mistreated, treated poorly, like with hate and not love. I used to just bear it and then say, well, this is just how life is. It sucks, and I'm just gonna get mistreated, and that's just how that person is, and I have to be here, so I have to be at this job, or I have to be in this relationship, and I maybe I love that person, but wow, they really hurt me a lot. You don't have to live like that, and I'm learning that. It's like exercising, like lifting weights. You can say, I love me, I'm gonna do what's right for me, and maybe I need some boundaries, because boundaries are the space for you to love the other person and yourself at the same time. If you just love the other person and they keep hurting you and you get hurt, well, you can't love yourself that way if you get destroyed. So maybe creating boundaries, tell the other person, you just speak out loud and just say, what you said just now really hurt my feelings. It made me feel sad. To the other person, what you did hurt me, and it makes me feel like you don't care about me. Those are words that you might just think and not say out loud, and then the cycle just continues of being mistreated. So if you actually just say out loud, baby girl, let's keep going. If you just say out loud, hey, just call it out. Oftentimes, bullies or people who just want to, they feel bad about themselves and they just want to hurt other people. If you just call out what they're doing, exactly what they're doing, if you just say, hey, you're really angry right now, and it makes me feel not safe. It makes me feel like I'm in danger because you're very angry. You got angry outbursts to that doggy or that person. If you just say it, then it forces the other person to acknowledge their behavior and acknowledge that you are aware of their behavior and you're willing to talk about it and bring it into the open. And if that person really loves you and loves themselves, they probably would stop, but not everybody would stop. And if they don't stop, well, you might have to create some boundaries. Those are lessons that I'm learning at the age of 40. I've somehow lived this long and not learned those lessons. Here's a squirrel. Let's see if we can see. So those are ways to get stronger, both emotionally, socially, psychically. And there's a big dog coming, so I gotta... Baby girl, come over here. Good girl.
That's great. And it was just immediately, right?
I'm gonna see if I can get...
Hi.
Hi. Hey. Hi. Doobie is a very reactive dog. She's only 12 pounds, but she thinks she's like 50 pounds. She when she was young, she got rolled over by a big dog. Excuse me. When she was younger, she got rolled over by a big dog, and ever since then, she's very reactive around any dog, really. She's great around people and kids, but not around dogs. And you know, we took her to a dog behavioral, like aggression class, and that didn't work. And I've tried to take her to doggy parks and gradually reintroduce her to doggies, but that might work in the long run. But yeah, not that hopeful on that. That's okay. You know, she's really loving to me and my wife, and I love her company. So I'm just accept her the way she is, and if I can help her, I'll try. I'll maybe take her to the doggy park some more, but it's okay. I just love being with her. I'm so happy she's alive, that she is living with me. She's a great friend. Alright, so I'm going to pause this recording so I can enjoy my time with Doobie. And then once we get to a flat area on the field, I'll show you some high intensity interval training. And then we'll go home and I'll show you some whole body resistance exercises. And then maybe go to the gym. I don't know, maybe not, but yeah, we'll see you in a sec. Maybe. Hey, girlfriend. Girlfriend, come back. Girlfriend, come back. Hey, wait. Oh, you're a good girl. Come on, girl, let's go back. The ferns growing off this trunk are really cool. You can see little dots in rows underneath the leaf. Those are stomata. That's how the fern breathes air. It breathes in CO2 and then breathes out oxygen that we can breathe. One way to sort of combine the cardio and resistance exercise is to walk or hike with some weight. Like if you're backpacking and you got a pack on that weighs 30 pounds, well, your muscles are having to work harder to carry that 30 pounds up the mountain. Or even just walking on a flat surface, carrying 30 pounds is extra weight. And it's a lot of muscles that have to carry that extra weight. Your core muscles, your legs, some of your shoulders. I'm carrying a little extra weight, 12 pounds to be precise, because Doobie is a coton, and they usually can go about a mile maybe 2 miles if you have sufficient breaks. But then she gets really tired, and so I got this really cool sling. I like the colors, and she just kind of chills in here. She likes to roll with one arm out, and the other arm is inside there, and her butt is in there. So yeah, when we go hiking, particularly up a mountain or something, on the way back I usually carry her. And on this trail, it's downward to start and uphill to end, so a little extra work. Well, while we're going uphill, since we're talking about building strength, it's good to talk about protein, because there's a lot of misconception out there that you have to get your protein from like lean meats or dairy or something, and that's not true. You can get protein from vegetables. There's some protein in fruit, but not much. But there's a lot in vegetables, in starchy vegetables too, like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and a lot in legumes, and also in nuts and seeds. So, you know, chicken and yogurt and steak, those have protein in them, but they're not the only sources of protein. So there's the green smoothie that I make every morning for my wife and I make that whole blender, and I made a video which I'll put the card up here somewhere. Last night I just went online and I calculated how much protein is in that green smoothie, in that whole blender. All right, so in that whole blender, 6 cups of kale. Let's see here, that is 13 grams of protein, 13.26. In the half cup of flax meal or flax seeds, 15.5 grams of protein. 2 bananas equals about 2.5 grams of protein. 3 kiwis, also about 2.5 grams of protein. So you can see the fruits have way less protein than the vegetables or the seeds. And then I put 1 cup of black beans or chickpeas, whatever beans that I have on hand, is they don't really have a flavor. They just add extra protein, and they add 1 cup of cooked black beans as 15.2 grams. And then I drink almost all of that. I mean, my wife drinks 1 cup, but I drink the rest of it gradually throughout the morning. Altogether, that whole blender is 49 grams of protein. So I looked up Mayo Clinic, how much protein is recommended for different kinds of people. So they say to avoid a protein deficiency, you should get 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Now, if you are very overweight, you have to adjust that, because there'll be too much protein if you are in the obese category. But for most people, you need a minimum of 0.8 grams of protein if you're sedentary. So I weigh 164 pounds, which comes out to be about 74 kilograms. So 0.8 grams per kilogram for my weight comes out to be 60 grams of protein. So in just that blender of green smoothie, there's 49. We'll just call it 50 to make it even. And I drink most of it. My wife drinks some. So let's just say she drank like a fifth of it. I'm still getting 40 grams. And for the whole day, I need at least 60 grams of protein. And that was, there's no cheese or yogurt or chicken, pork or beef in there. There's no protein powders. That's just straight up vegetables, legumes, and fruit. Granted, it is blended, but the blending doesn't ruin the protein. So just from drinking the green smoothie, I'm getting at least 2/3 of the minimum amount. Now, Mayo Clinic says that if you are exercising regularly, you want a range of 1.1 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram, which for me ranges from 80 to 110 grams of protein per day. And then they said, like, if you're training for like an athletic event, you know, like Ironman or something, then you need more, like 1.3 to 1.7 grams per kilogram. And then they said that 2 grams of protein per kilogram is excessive. And I've heard some like weightlifters, bodybuilders say that they want 2 grams per kilogram, but there's only so much you can absorb at one time, and the extra either goes into fat or can also stress out your body, like your kidneys. So from that green smoothie, I probably got 40 grams, and then I was still hungry, so I had a half cup of oatmeal and a half cup of walnuts, and that was an extra 12. So, you know, that's like over 50 grams just from plant-based foods. And that was just my breakfast / brunch time, not including what I had for lunch, which was some rice and not stir-fried, but, well, sort of stir-fried, but no oil, vegetables. And I don't know what we eat for dinner, but I feel pretty comfortable that I'm gonna get the protein that I need from the foods that I ate. So yeah, you don't necessarily need protein powders or a bunch of meat to build muscle. All right, we found a flat area, so I'm gonna try to do this high intensity thing without tripping. Okay, so we're at a relatively flat area. I may not go like 100% because it's not completely flat, and yeah, I don't want to hurt myself. So I'm going to show you this app. This one's called Tabata, Tabata, and you can set it up to do a high intensity workout where you go all out for 20 seconds, and then you go like slower for 10 seconds, and then you go back to going all out for 20 seconds and then slower for 10, and you repeat that for eight repetitions, and then you can do, so that's 4 minutes total. Yeah, so we're gonna try that, and then Doobie's gonna watch. You're a good girl. All right, so, whoops. All right, so we're gonna set this up.
Starting your Tabata workout.
That was loud.
Get ready. Warm up. Exercise.
Okay, so I set this up. I'm gonna put it in my pocket. The whistle sound you can set up different sounds, but the whistle sound tells me when to start the workout or start the rest period. And you can do any kind of exercise. I like running, so this is the beginning of the rest. Okay, and then we're gonna exercise. But you can do jumping jacks, you could do burpees, mountain climbers, you could do swimming, rowing. Okay, here we go. Okay, rest. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, resting. Here we go. That was 3 of 8. Well, I don't think I'm gonna do 8. Yeah, you get the point. Oh man, that's so hard.
Workout pause.
That app's for free. There's a ton of different apps. You can set it for different time intervals. But 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off is the interval that most people use. That's been studied. I think it's named after Dr. Tabata, I think it's a Japanese doctor, who figured out that if you do these high intensity intervals separated by a short rest, it really safely pushes your body to its maximum, and you build both more muscle and cardio endurance compared to just doing a long run or just weightlifting. So this is, like I said earlier, it's like turbocharging your workout. I don't do just that because it's super intense, and I don't want to do that just all the time. I like walking with this really cute dog and hiking, and maybe sometimes going for an easy run. Hey girl. Oh, hey girl. I think she was a little worried I was running away from her. I wouldn't run away from you. Don't you worry. I'll always be here for you. Well, since we're out here, in a beautiful grassy area, might as well do some of the other exercises. We can have Doobie eating dirt in the background. So here's some other ones. This one, I recommend doing every day. It's just a plank. So you just, here, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see. You just hold your hands like this, get on your elbows, and keep your body straight. And you just hold that for 30 seconds, or a minute, or more. And you're really kind of engaging your core muscles and holding them. This engages a lot of muscles, your legs, your arms, and all your core muscles. If you need to do an easier one, you can do it on your knees, like this. That's easier. That's easier than going on your toes. And then you can do a side one too, like this. Just engages slightly different muscles. Same thing for the other side. And then lower body. Lower body, you just a couple things you can do. Just do a squat. Put your arms out in front of you. Feet slightly more than, like shoulder width apart, slightly more than hip width apart. And then you stick your butt out as far as it goes, so that your knee doesn't go over your toes. And you just stand up, squat down. You can do this with a backpack with books in it for extra weight, or water bottles or something in your backpack. A lot of people that have back problems, part of the reason why they got back problems is because the muscles in their core and inside that do their hip flexion like this, and their butt and their thighs are weak because they've just been sitting around. So this is a free exercise you can do anywhere. And you can also do a lunge. I like doing a lunge. It's called, I think it's called like reverse lunges, I think. You just put your foot like this, and you put your other toe on some kind of bench or something, or your dining table chair, and you just keep your balance, and you go down. And that really stretches out the back leg too. Works on your balance too, so you can feel your feet. Because falling is a huge cause of injury in elderly and people like myself who break their ribs running down mountains, which is not very smart. But if you can get a better sense of balance, you'll be much safer when you get older, so you don't trip and fall. So I like that one. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of other exercises, and you know, I'm not an exercise YouTube person, so you know, there's a lot of great channels out there that do a lot of exercise stuff. But I will show you the upper body, a really cheap upper body way to do upper body at home, where you balance out your muscles instead of just doing push-ups. Because if you just do push-ups, if you're just doing push-ups and that's all you do, these muscles get strong, and then your shoulders go in like this, and then your neck gets in like that, and then you're ending up with a terrible posture. So you need to balance out push and pull, but I'll show you that at home. Before we get to the upper body resistance, a good way to get exercise is combine it with chores and also with family fun, like bicycling. Doobie loves bicycling. we did some high intensity interval exercises and some lower body strengthening resistance exercises that were just body weight exercises. So that's called calisthenics. It's free. You can do it anywhere you want. You can do it while you're waiting for something. You can even do it at a bus stop. You can, yeah, it's very, very versatile, and you don't have to pay for a gym membership. And so there's a way to work out your upper body too. Now, I have been sedentary and not worked out my upper body, well, and lower body for like 2 decades. I used to be very active when I was a teenager and in college, and even some in medical school, lifting weights. But I let myself go. So I don't have, I got some muscle, but not much in the upper body. I got pretty good muscle in the lower body from all the hiking I do. But I want to build that up just for my, feeling good about myself, being able to do functional things. So I'm going to share with you what I thought about to cheaply work up my upper body in a balanced way. And what you want to do is you want to get all, your major muscle groups. And there's a lot of really good YouTube channels on calisthenics, just using your own body weight, and this is cheap. You don't have to really buy a gym membership. I think the one channel I really liked was, I think her name's Summer, Summer, calisthenics. I like her channel. I think that was her name. But she kind of teaches you how to do these things. But you want to balance the different movements. So here I'm going to just do a push-up. Most people know how to do a push-up. Your arms are shoulder width apart. Keep your body straight. Go all the way down. And you want to, if you go slower, you actually give your muscles a lot more workout than if you just went, just like pump through it like this. You won't get as much workout as if you go slow and pause and go back up with the full range of motion. So that's pushing. I'm going to show you pulling. All right, these are calisthenic bars. These are, you can just buy them online on Amazon for pretty cheap price. Well, I mean, no, these are a little bit more expensive. These are like $70, but they're well worth it, because I mean, a gym membership's gonna cost at least like $40 or something a month, and that's a recurring payment. This is one time. $70 on Amazon. I think they're called Steady Japanese Calisthenic Bars. And this is my piano stool. It's a multi-purpose stool. It can be a drum too. I'm going to use that to, we're going to get this one out of the way. We're going to do the pulling part to balance out, because I did pushing with the push-up. And just like the planks, you can go on your knees to make it a little easier for the push-up. So here is pulling. So just laying underneath it, I'm putting my feet up on the, a chair, or in this case a piano stool, and then keep my body straight like a plank, and just pull. I don't really have much space here. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more room. All right, here we go. And just like the push-up, you want to keep your body straight and go as far in the range of motion as possible. Pause if you can, and go down, and not in a rushed manner. And there's a concept of maxing out. So, well, when you're just using your own body weight, just kind of go until you can't do anymore. But if you're at a gym and you're using weights, you want to try to get to the point where you can't do anymore. That's called maxing out. You want to try to do that, and well, a lot of people say different things, but like 6 to 12 reps, something like that, you want to max out. That means you got a good amount of weight. And these bars are very versatile. You can do like dips. And these are all compound movements, so they're using a lot of muscles. I'm even using some of my core muscle here, biceps, triceps, pecs, some of my back muscles. And if that's too hard, you can just put your toes down and then use your legs to give you just some resistance, but also some assistance too. Like that. So that, yeah, I just want to show you one more thing that's pretty cheap here. So one other thing that's really cheap, this is I think like 20 bucks or 25 bucks, just a pull-up bar. You can put it anywhere in the house. Whoops. You can put it anywhere in the house where there's a door frame like this. Here, I'm actually gonna put it the other way so I can see the camera and you can see me. See, it just goes on this little ledge there. And then you can do a pull-up. That's about as much as I can do right now. So 5 pull-ups. Actually, that's pretty happy with that. And if you can't do one pull-up, what you can do is you can put a stool down and then or chair, and then get up to this point and just hold it. And then gradually let yourself down. And that'll build up those muscles. And you just do that, and then eventually you'll be able to pull yourself up and let yourself down. And then with these exercises, with muscle building, you want to give yourself 2 or 3 days before doing it again, just to give your muscle some rest. Just like episode 5. Our bodies need rest, our minds need rest, our soul needs rest. Our muscles are part of our body, so if you're working out your muscles, give them a break, 2 or 3 days, and then they can rebuild and get stronger. And one thing I didn't talk about on exercise today is stretches. Some people say that passive stretching weakens the muscles, so they recommend active stretching. Yoga is kind of a bit of both. But yeah, you can do some yoga stretches, exercises, or you can just do, squats and things like that to lengthen out the muscles. There's all sorts of things. This channel is not really an exercise focused channel. This is just easy, cheap ways to help your body heal. They don't require a gym membership, and I did get a gym membership so that I can have access to better weight equipment now that I'm focusing on taking care of myself. So I don't think I'll turn into an Asian Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'm looking forward to being stronger. And I hope that you are too. I hope that you are able to take care of your body and get stronger, both physically mentally and emotionally and socially strong. Hope you have a wonderful day.